What's up, everybody? It is Bandcamp Friday. I just wanted to take a second to say thank you to everybody who has been supporting the music over the last few years of Globetrotter and all the things that we have been doing with the project. I also wanted to talk for a second about some things that have been in the news with Taylor Swift, with UMG just releasing or removing a lot of content from TikTok, and just some activity that's going on in the industry right now. Basically, anytime that an artist, and I'll just say this to make it clear, anytime that an artist is not able to speak their mind about a topic, it significantly hinders us. For me, as an artist, the number one thing, the most paramount, is that we are free, right? Freedom. So free to say the things that we truly feel, free to speak and sound however we want to sound. And a lot of times the industry and the corporate machine tries to come in and pigeonhole the artist into being whatever it might be. You are pop, you are jazz, you are allowed to speak about these things politically, you are allowed to speak about these things politically, but not this. And they just want to control everything that you say. And when you step outside of that, people want to cancel you, right? So as an artist, it's very important that we are able to speak freely. And I know that a lot of artists will not claim certain political parties. They will not claim certain political agendas. They will diplomatically avoid all things political. And really, our music is not necessarily tied to a Democratic or Republican agenda or anything. But as artists, we are people and we have opinions. And one thing that I see is that we don't allow the artist to grow and mature and evolve like any other human, right? When you come out, you drop your album in 1988 or whenever you dropped your album, you were that old with that amount of information in your head, with the thinking and experiences that you had at that moment. And this is the music that you made. And 4 or 5 years go by, and as you tour the world and as you see other cultures, your attitude, the information that you're given, the experiences that you have begin to change and morph the way you see the world. And by the next album, you may be in a different place creatively. You may be in a different place with your spirituality, with your politics, with your musicality, right? We've grown. And a lot of times the industry doesn't want you to grow because they want to treat your output like a product, like it's Coke, like it's a formula. You put in this much syrup, this much fizz, and you get this every time. And they want to sell that same thing to the product. Art doesn't work like that. Art is a human endeavor, and it comes from the heart, good stuff. And if we limit it to just the formula, the energy and the authenticity of the music suffers because we can't put into it what we are trying to speak, which is the moment, which is the truth of who we are in this moment and the love and the passion about that work. So what I'm trying to say is it's dangerous when we try to limit the growth and the expression of anybody. And I think Taylor Swift, being a good example of this lately, who has decided to speak out politically about her stance on certain topics. The reason that she's being canceled and threatened, now her life is being threatened, is because she threatens the agenda, right? She has enough power and influence now that she can sway other people to feel this same way about that topic, and the powers that be do not want that. So when you step outside of that, it's a very dangerous thing to try to limit how somebody feels about something, especially an artist who is all about expressing that thing which is most true to them in the moment. As an artist, I feel best when I'm free to say and do the things that I like to do, that I feel in my heart, and without the fear of being canceled, right? We can't operate effectively as artists if we are constantly worried about some diplomatic eggshell tap dancing around some subject. For me and for most of the artists that I know, it doesn't work that way. We need to speak what we want to speak clearly, loudly, and without any outside influence as to how that might affect, right, some greater cause or agenda. The powers that be, the people that put the money behind the artist, the people that put the money behind the machine to promote this, do not want certain agendas hurt or threatened. Simple as that. It's a money thing. Anytime you bring money into it, it messes things up. If you notice, when the artist first starts out, a lot of times their first couple of albums are like gold, and then something seems to happen, right? They seem to like not be able to turn out hits or not be able to do whatever it is. And a lot of times it's the industry influence and input on that artist that takes away the very thing or the very reason that they got into creating, which is to speak a truth, to speak something that was authentic. And whenever you bring an agenda into it, or money, or some other motive, like you need a hit, it ruins that spark. It ruins the impetus and beauty of art. And I think that we need to look at the system that we have now in relation to AI, in relation to social media, to the pressures of trying to create content. We need to look at it through a human scope and see what we can do to make this art and this work more sustainable, this path more sustainable. I don't think as it is now, the environment is really healthy for content creators or artists. The struggle of the artist right now is to find some kind of balance between promoting their work and actually creating the work. And as AI and other cancel culture and all these other things step into the picture, it becomes increasingly difficult to sustain the authentic vision that you have for your work. So that's what I'm saying. Anyway, buy my album. This is Globetrotter Side B. We recorded this in 15 different countries. I've also got a Side A, which was recorded back in 2018, where we also went to several different countries and recorded each song basically in a different country of the globe. So if you have a moment today, it is Bandcamp Friday. Very important that you do it today, because today artists get to keep all of the proceeds from their work. We appreciate any support you can give us. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you sharing the work and talking about the work and letting other people know about it, because it helps us to continue to create and continue to tour. So I hope to see you out there in the clubs, in the world, supporting live music, and I hope to be in a city near you this year, 2024. And thanks so much for your support, and come over and see me on Bandcamp. Happy Bandcamp Friday.
Something to make you nod your head and stomp your